It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we'll see this team's sure-handed tight end. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. We're just moments away from the action, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
Well, the skies certainly aren't cooperating, Brock, but for a lot of those guys on the fields, this is perfect football weather. As we welcome you to another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop it deep.
Ball is teed up as rain continues to fall. And here we go on EA Sports. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. And we'll get a look at their signal caller playing in his 7th season.
While we all love to talk about the quarterback, he really wasn't at the forefront of their win last week, Kate. Kind of took a step back and let some of his teammates shine. Yeah, he made a good mark with a touchdown pass, a bad mark with an interception. Welcome to life in the NFL as a quarterback. You know he wants to make a little more noise, elevate everybody else a little better than he did a week ago.
And he's down after getting this up to the 41. All set up now for 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Pass play now. And that's incomplete. A little lucky there, too. Nearly picked off on 1st down. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. They'll try and throw it here. Escapes out to the left. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
Looking for his wide receiver there. And they're up against it. 4th down coming up. Punt team on the field. And this will bring a drive that had some promise to a disappointing end. Surprisingly had to punt 5 times in last week's win, and he sends this away. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And we'll get a chance to see someone still in the early stages of their career, this 3rd-year QB.
Katie certainly produced a lot of highlights last week, but he gave the defense a couple as well on those interceptions. And I don't care how many touchdowns as a quarterback you throw in a game, you turn it over a couple times at a loss, put your defense out there a few more times, those moments you remember. What should really be driving him to get the win this week.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's a give up the middle. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
And the defense comes through, and that's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Woo! I am not sure we didn't see a safety right there. Oh, my gosh. I don't think I'm the only one nervous in the building, because that QB kept going back and back. It was heading right for disaster, but saved himself just a couple yards short.
They're out now, ready to punt it. And his first effort, a tough one. It's going to come from the back of his own end zone. Coming off a busy week, 5 punts in the loss, and he sends this one away. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. The home team's headed back out on offense as we get a look at their receiver. And this truly has been an excellent campaign for him, sitting among the NFL's top 5 in receiving yards. To throw here on 1st down. That's completed right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down. Back to throw. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Looked like a bit of a concentration drop on that one. And we'll see what they do here on second down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
First down from the red zone. And he can't hang on. Touchdown in his arms, but it slips through. Second down coming up. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Catch is made in close. And in for the touchdown. So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
It's really what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So a nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
They're out to try and tack on the extra point. Extra point sent in through the rain. And his guys will jump out to a 7-0 lead. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. And following the play, we've got a break in the action as the trainers head out. They had a man hurt on the play, and hopefully this doesn't affect his availability for the playoffs. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Completed over the middle. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Second and 6 coming up here. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Finds him over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They're going play action. He throws a bullet deep to their... This is caught inside the 15. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. They get 40 on the big hitter. And it sets up first down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw when you throw it that deep outside the numbers that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
From the red zone now. The throw is caught. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. Second down now, 7 to go. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Throwing from the gun. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. Got to shake it off and keep on firing.
The 13-year pro still doing what he does as he puts this through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
He'll take this at the 10. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. And Brock, we got a pretty good idea how a lot of the playoff picture is going to shake out, but still some time left for things to change near the end of the season. Pass play on 1st and 10. Caught quickly on the slant. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
At the 36-yard line.
They go play action here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So it's going to be 3rd and short coming up. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Stop for no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th and 2.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. 58 yards on the punt there. And they're going to take over possession. Their offense running back out now. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Back now, pressure on its way. And the first down pass set away by a defender, incomplete.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. They gain 14 on the play. And that gives them the first. They're set up at the 35 now. Throwing now on 1st down. Short pass brought in. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be a 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Sometimes the surprises work out for a nice game. And sometimes, well, those surprises, they don't surprise anybody, and you're left hoping your running back just gets up.
Here's 2nd and 11. Got for big yards on the right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 32 on that play. And it'll give him a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
That last shot took him right down to the front of the red zone. Here's 1st down. Working inside the red zone. Complete out to the right side. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. They will not get another play off. We're at the end of 1. Neither side separating much so far. More coming up after this quick break. We're back, and we'll join this drive already in progress to begin quarter 2. They'll have 2nd down as they look to continue this good drive. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Now on 4th down, they're out to try for the field goal. This is a 35-yard look from the right hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. This offense ready to get going again now. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Throwing the out route complete. And they take him down at the 24-yard line. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 24. He's gonna try to drop it in deep right. Really pushing the envelope on second down, but the deep shot doesn't work. So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free, incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And he's in the midst of a phenomenal season. Right now you can see he's second in the league in touchdown receptions. First and 10, looking to throw. Complete out to the right. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. Up to the line, and they're set. First and 10. Throwing now, off play action. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Oh, those linebackers. Those linebackers. They seem to be in the thick of every play and some of the quickest reaction times out there. He needed a quick reaction there to get a finger on the throw. It changed its direction.
Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. And that's going to leave him with a tough third and long. Throwing with a blitz on the way. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's first and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And now it's second down. Still sticking with the passing game. Completed over the middle. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. All plays on the table here for third and 3. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's brought down for a loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a fourth down.
For the third time today, we see them setting up for a field goal. This will be around a 33-yarder for him. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that's going to give them the lead.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range. And he's delivering.
He stopped on the return at the 27. This offense getting all set for this series. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Drive starts out with a first and 10. they'll come out throwing. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And what will they dial up on 3rd and short? Putting the tight end in motion. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Looking slant route, complete. And he's tackled with a first down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They'll throw it again. Has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
At the 47-yard line.
From the 47. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered gate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
3rd down from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down, and nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Throwing it again here. Short pass caught by his tight end. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down. He'll throw it yet again. Hauled in left side. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
At the 32-yard line.
From the 32. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. You got a major fistful of jersey on that play, and it's going to end up costing them. Here we go, 2nd and very long. Finds him over the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. He tosses right to the short side. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. At the 19-yard line.
Give now to the running back. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
He completes it in traffic. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow. I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
He'll begin his return from the 11. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. To throw here on first down. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
Short pass brought in. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Looking to the air here. Hits him on the out route. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. They are throwing it again. They get 6 and a first down as well. So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up. He'll throw it. Throwing the out route complete. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. So before 3rd down, whistles, and yep, the timeout comes in. Back now, pressure on its way. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're going to have to evaluate things now on 4th and short. On now comes their punter. And he drives this into the pouring rain. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. Call that punt a 52-yard effort. And it's going to be their football coming up. They'll throw to begin this drive. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So that brings up 2nd down. Back to throw now. And that one's unsuccessful. Woo, very fortunate that didn't go as a turnover. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Timeout taken by the defense. Their 2nd. Their punter making his way out now. And he drives this one into the pouring rain. And he hauls it in right near the 40-yard line. No return on that punt. And it'll be their football. 1st and 10 from the 41. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Throw left side, complete. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They'll throw it. Complete out to the right side. They gain 14 on the play. And they'll have 1st down.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Now looking to throw. That one's complete, right side. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 34. Completed to his running back. And he's tackled for a short gain. Now the offense going to take its 3rd and final timeout. Throwing now, 3rd and 2. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket But then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses. You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
Their own 30-yard line.
A final throw before the break. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete. We've reached halftime, and what a game we've got so far. Just 2 points separating these teams. Now we'll toss things to Jonathan Coachman in our Orlando studios for the...
Squads are headed out of the tunnel, so let's get you back out to K. Scott and Brock Ewer.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Has this at the 6. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And we're getting a look at the leaders in passing touchdowns this season here, where you will find his name among the top 5 right now in the NFL. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. It doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
And they bring him down. He managed to get a couple across the 35 to the 36. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Throwing from the gun here. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Option give here. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Here's a throw. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Pass play coming here. Looking right, and he finds him. And a solid gain there, gets him across the 45 before he goes out. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
5 brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 43. Looking underneath, and the back brings it in. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. They go play action here. Brought in right side. The ball is loose. And it's a turnover. The defense has it. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
3rd down, you could see he may have been trying to simply do too much to help his side. It loosened his hold on the ball and gave that defense a chance to knock it free. Instead of facing 4th down, they're off the field completely.
Now this offense getting set to work here. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
Take that fumble away. The officials overturn the call and say he was down. They'll throw it again. Has him on the quick hitter. And they take him down right along the 30. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Second and 8 at the 30-yard line.
Throwing it again here. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And they stop him before he gets much on the return. Well, no doubt they envision that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
Play action on first down. Completed over the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. New set of downs for him at the 38. They'll run here on first down. And he'll go down, it will say right at the 39-yard line. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Brushes him off with ease. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Oh, that vision he has when he gets into space like a chess master, seeing multiple moves ahead of time. He knows who's going to attack and at what angles, and he maneuvers his way through before someone could finally get to him.
That one's incomplete over the middle.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's able to get this down to the 36. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. This play goes for 36. And that gives them 1st and goal.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Cut near the goal line. Touchdown. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out, and it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw, but hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
That one splits the uprights. And these guys push the lead to 2 scores now.
Our home team, 10.
And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. He fields it from the 8. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And it just feels like he's been fighting uphill since this one kicked off today, doesn't it? The mistakes just canceling out a lot of what he's been able to do offensively on the positive end of things. This defense, man, they have seized on the mistakes and made life difficult. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 28. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Oh, he's going to run for it. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Give him 3 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 2.
They give it to him again. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
So out now comes the punter. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And there was nobody down there to get it. Punt hit at the 7, but continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this 2nd half. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. We're through 3 on this holiday weekend. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. Second and 6 coming up here. From the 24. Short pass brought in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Throwing now on 1st down. Hits him on the out route. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
And he's going to be brought down at the 42. He gets 6 on that play, and they're going to have a 1st down.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the 1st down, just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
He misfired on that one. It's behind his man. This one misses the tight end. And it's going to be 2nd down. Simple dive up the middle. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Stays in the pocket, and he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. Setting up a throw. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
The best defenses, you can go look at it through the decades, are built from the inside out. And that's not just stopping the run on the inside out. That's playing your coverage from the inside out. That time, beautiful job by the defense of taking away the middle of the field, getting that interception, and setting their offense up for success.
The offense headed back to the field. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. He's got a man left. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at their 48-yard line.
From the 48. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the 1st down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to...
And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That looked like they're trying to bootleg out of some of this chaos, Kate, and unfortunately, well, he gets trapped right in the middle 3rd, and you can't get to that space outside. You really do become a sitting duck in the middle of a broken play.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Another try following the sack. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and 19.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. Buys time, rolling right. Uh-oh, he can't escape. He's brought down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own.
He's got it inside the 10. And he will take this in. Touchdown. These guys have cut it to a 3-point game here in the 4th. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
That one right down the middle. And his guys cut the lead down to just 2. We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. Starting at the 10. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Trying the right side. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Finds him over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Loose laid downs to approach here from the 40. They go play action on 1st. He fires one deep down the right sideline. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. So it'll be 2nd down. Throwing now from the gun. Little off center. His man just couldn't adjust to it. No luck finding his receiver that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Back now, pressure on its way. Complete out to the right. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. They're set up at the 35 now. Throwing it to start this drive. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So it's 2nd down coming up. He's dropping back to throw. He's on the move. Now here he goes. 16 yards on the play. And it'll give him a 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Right up the gut. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll give them a 1st down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Finds him on the crossing route. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Back to throw. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Give him 13 on that play. And it sets up 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Hand off to the back. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. He'll look to throw it. He's on the move. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. They'll run it from the gun. And he runs this one in for the touchdown. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
Has it at the 11. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So 2nd down coming up. And solid running there gets him forward to the 39-yard line. Trying to set this up quick. Here he is to throw. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Setting up to pass. And really, no, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. Before we can get a snap on second down, they call timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Back to throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. Big gain downfield. And he gets the first just before he's tackled. Gotta hurry this to the line. First down from the red zone. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. The nose of the football inside the 1. Here's second and goal. He'll look to throw. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now they're left with third and goal. Throwing now. And he's got it! He pulls in a game-winning touchdown with almost no time left! Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minute.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them. And Kate,
And he's into the end zone, so that turns out to be a very smart risk. They've got the lead in this fourth quarter. Defense perhaps a little too worried about the pass there, partner, and as a result, they're able to run it in for 2.
It really becomes a numbers game down here. And you see a lot of teams employ this, right? If there's numbers there against the pass, we're going to be committed to running. If they stack the box, we got to be willing to throw it. In this case, it was a numbers advantage and the simplest path for 2 points.
Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Return starts at the 3. And he's brought down, Brock, and that brings this ball game to a close. So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with a win. And we know how rain can wreak havoc at any moment on a football field, but they didn't let that stop them today. They played their game, and as a result, they're leaving here with a victory. So for Brock Heward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. A nice showing here from our winners as we say thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.